Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's go. I was like, yo, bro, who is this freaking big, fat, muscle-bound scrub you got with you, bro? He was like, go ahead, Weezy, man. He was like, nah, he from where I'm from. When I looked up, dude was like, I'm like, oh, so he with you? He was like, yeah, he with me. Yeah, he with me. I'm like, I'm just trying to make sure, though, bro, because look, you know what I mean? I was like, look, you sure you gonna be straight, though, bro? I said, I can get you moved over to our pod, bro. He was like, nah, I'm good, bro. This me. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? So we dipped. I let him finish talking to big dude. But the whole time I was on the yard walking laps, I would see him with the big dude. But like the big dude just looked like he was in charge. Like, and then this big dude was new. You know what I mean? I never even seen this big dude. So I walked over I seen my other homeboys from Norfolk. They was like over by the other workout joint, you know what I mean? Because they got 2 workout joints, you know what I mean? So I walked over to like the front part of the workout joint by one and 2 building. And I see my homeboys from Norfolk. They ain't number 3 of them, you know what I mean? One of them dumb trained to go. Love him to death. That's why I always play fair with him, because he dumb trained to go. Like, he come good in moments when you need him. So I pull up. I'm like, hey, bro, what's up? He was like, what's good, Weezy? I'm like, hey, look. He was like, man, when you gonna work out, man? Come on, Weezy, man. You just getting fat, man. Come on, Weezy, get on the pull-up bar. I'm like, bro, listen, I'm not worrying about no pull-up bar right now, bro. I'm trying to get this la-la, man. He was like, oh, all right, true. I'm just messing with you, though. What's good? I'm like, hey, look. Nah, bro. I said, who's this big dude in y'all pod with the little fur right there? He was like, where? I said, right there. He was like, oh, he just got up here too. He was like, yeah, he got up here. Yeah, he just got up here, bro. He just got up this joint too, bro. I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah, he got up here Monday. I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. I was like, where you from though? He said, bro, say he from. He was like, yeah, they from such and such. I'm like, oh, all right. I said, what be going on in there? He was like, well, what's up? He got a problem? I'm like, nah. He ain't got no problem. I was like, but I'm just saying though, like what's going on with him though? I'm just trying to make sure everything's straight. I said, because I didn't want to alert them to everything I had going on. But I'm like, nah, I was just trying to make sure everything's straight. I said, because I see he be talking to my man, little homeboy. You know what I mean? He was like, James, bro. I was like, yeah. He was like, man, James a maniac, man. That man will fight the police. I'm like, I know. I was like, but that's his little homeboy, though. So I was just trying to make sure he's straight. He was like, oh, nah, I mean, like, they don't be doing that. They just be chilling, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, you sure? He was like, yeah, I'm saying, though, like, dude, cool. So as I'm saying that, like, they kind of like walking, but like, they not close to us because they walking in the middle of the field. So I'm listening to dude talk. You're like, yeah, well, I'm like, for real, man, I don't know, though, bro. I was just trying to make sure he was... I'm like, oh, all right. That's why I was just basically checking with you, bro, just to make sure everything was straight, you know what I mean? He was like, everything's straight. He was like, let me know, bro, everything, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. He was like, look, you getting some la-la soon? I'm like, yeah, I might be getting some la-la soon, bro. I was like, if I get it, I'm gonna holler at you too, bro. He was like, all right, that's a bet. So I dapped him and the other bros up over there, and I dipped, y'all, you know what I mean? I went back down to the other side. So I was just over there chilling, just thinking, and just making sure like everything can go smooth with this, man. Like, I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna put the play together anyway, man. So I go back to the pod, I get on the phone, holler at my man, give him the number, and hopefully the play can happen, y'all. So boom! So I called my man a little bit later on. He said he talked to bro girl, and he said everything copacetic. He said he's supposed to call her on Thursday, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, bet, as long as you gonna handle it. He was like, I might gotta drive to Emporia though, bro, messing with you. I'm like, look, bro, I need that. Please, bro, I need that, bro. He was like, all right, bro. So I hang up with him. Felt good now, because I know I'm about to get this pack. So I'm like, this jump crazy. So when I tell y'all the week went like this, man, the week went like this, y'all. I'm talking about that jump. That jump super flew. Man, that jump super flew by, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That jump super flew by, man. So when I see bro again, it was Friday, because I ain't even go outside none of them other days like that. So it was Friday. When I ain't see Lil Nas since we went outside that last time. He gave me the number. So it's been a little second. So I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Just gonna check, make sure everything's straight, you know what I mean? It's about the weekend, about to come around. My man about to touch down with his people soon. So let me see what bro got going on. So I had went outside on Thursday. So when I went outside, you know what I mean? Like when I seen him, you know what I mean? Like he was looking crazy in the face though, like slightly, like, you know what I mean? Like not like on some like scared or like he was, you know what I mean? Like something that really happened. He had just a little different from what I'm used to normally seeing him how he looked. Normally he looked regular. He just looked like he ain't tripping or nothing. This time he was just like, I was like, yo, Lil Nah. He was like, he was going in the yard too right there. I was like, yo, what's up, bro? I was on the court. Like, what's up? He was like, what's up? He went in the yard. He walked down there where I was at. He came to the fence. He was like, what's up? I was like, ain't nothing, man. You know what I mean? I was like, you good? He was like, yeah, I'm good. I just got some bad news. I'm good. I was like, everything straight for the weekend still? He was like, yeah, everything straight, bro. Everything still. I'm like, all right, that's what's up, man. Because my man gonna meet your peoples today. So, you know, like, everything good? He like, yeah, everything good. I left him alone. You know what I mean? I didn't even see the big dude. The big dude didn't even come out. You know what I mean? So before I went back to the pod, you know what I mean? I seen my homeboy that's in there from Norfolk. That's in his pod. So when I seen him, he was like, hey, look, bro. He said, man, I don't know what happened with the dude you was asking me about. I'm like, yeah. He was like, man, for real though, bro. He was like, him and the big dude that got on the phone. And he was like, while they was on the phone, it was like either the big dude gave him a three-way or he gave the big dude a three-way. He was like, but whatever that phone call was about, he was like, man, the big dude took him over by his cell. He said the big dude was sleeping cell 12. He said the big dude took him over by his cell, bro. It looked like he roughed him up a little bit. I was like, what you mean roughed him up a little bit? He was like, bro, I ain't saying like he beat him up, bro, like that. He was like, but he ain't got no bruises. So I said, yeah, I just talked to him. He was like, yeah, that's what I was saying. Wait for you to holler if I can tell you. He was like, bro, I don't know what's going on, bro, but like, you got something planned? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, just be careful, bro. I'm like, all right, bro, appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? So it bothered me the whole time. I'm like, man, like, I wonder what happened. So we go back to the pod. I'm just like, man, like, I gotta find out what's going on. So I was like, I'm gonna holler at him again, man. So I went out again for the evening rec. And so when I seen him for the evening rec, the big dude was with him. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, bro, let me holler at you, bro. You know, this time we had the court again, so we was all beside each other on the court. So I'm like, let me holler at you. So me and him walked a little further up on the fence. I was like, what's up, man? You good, man? He was like, yeah. Why you keep asking me that? I was like, cuz, man, like I heard some shit. I said, I heard some stuff going on, man. I'm just trying to make sure you straight, bro. He was like, yeah, I'm straight. But he's done told you I'm good, everything good. I said, what's up with this big dude though, bro? Like, what's up with him, man? Like, I said, cause my man in the pod with you, bro. Like, just give me the word, bro. He was like, nah, ain't nothing like that, man. He was like, look, this everything's straight. I'm like, all right, man. You know what I mean? So when it's a situation like that, trust and believe people. I already know it's a situation. Like, but he's not speaking on it for whatever reasons he wanted to. But I already knew something was going on. He didn't have to tell me something was going on for me to know that something is going on, y'all. So boom. So I ain't say nothing no more. You know what I mean? Saturday rolled around. Now it's time for the VI. Bro go to VI. I'm on the yard when he come back from VI. You know what I mean? I'm right there. He walked right past me. He give me the look like, I'm like, what's up, bro? You know, I'm gonna holler at you. I'm like, all right. I said, look, bro, just trying to catch me at dinner. I said, then you know, I can work, I can come out and everything. I can, you know what I mean? I said, just, you know what I mean? We gonna make it happen. He was like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, look, that's what's up, bro. Happy you made it back, though. He was like, yeah, he's still looking stupid in the face. So he go back. So I'm in the pod now. I'm like, yeah, bro, man, look, people know. Boom. I'm about to start getting this paper again. Let people know, bro, look, whatever it is, I'm like telling people, let's make sure y'all be on point because I'm about to have this la. So I'm on the court feeling good, y'all. I'm like this. I'm like, yes. You know what I mean? So I go back to the pod. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting. So now, like this was 2:00 rec, so like it's done. So I gotta make a power move. So as soon as I got back to the pod, I grabbed a broom, I grabbed a dustpan, and I shot downstairs. Now, me grabbing the broom and grabbing the dustpan, that's showing that I'm about to go out front and clean. Now, there's somebody that does that in our building, you know what I mean? But this time I needed to do it, you know what I mean? I needed to do the job. So the dude who do it, he ain't say nothing about me grabbing his broom and dustpan, that's basically like when he be doing his job. And I went downstairs. Usually when somebody do that, he already knows somebody trying to make a play with full building or catch somebody coming from child, something like that. So that's basically what it is. So I grabbed a broom and dustpan and dip. I'm downstairs now. I'm like this, I'm sweeping. So every now and then, 4 building is like right there, like it's connected. Matter of fact, so like all I gotta do is just walk a little bit and just see if I can get somebody's attention. So I waited. I seen somebody in the hallway. I was like, "Hey, what pod you in, bro?" He was like, "I'm in 4B." I'm like, "Hey, look, bro, tell Lil Nod to come to the jump right quick." So now I came to their building. I didn't go in the building. I got my broom holding the door. I'm like this. I'm almost inside the building, but I got the broom holding the door, and I'm like, "Hey, get Lil Nod." So he's like, "All right." So when I look. Lil Nah come walking to the joint. I said, look, Lil Nah had a black eye, y'all. So boom. I was like, hey, bro, We can't hear each other because he's behind 2 doors. I'm at the front door, but I can see him in the joint. I'm like, bro, what happened to your eye, bro? He like, I said, who you was rumbling? He was like, talk to you. I'm like, bro, listen, bro. I said, what a pack? He was like, he pointed at his pocket. I was like, look, bro, I'm gonna get dude to get you out. I said, if I can't get dude to get you out, you gotta give it to him. He was like, I was like, yeah, bro, that's the only way I'm gonna get it, bro, because I can't wait till tomorrow. I don't wanna wait till tomorrow. He was like, you know what I mean? He was like, oh. He was like, look, they just told us stand by for child. Can you be out there when we come out? I'm like, huh? He said, can you be out there when we come out? We don't stand by for child. I said, child. He was like, yeah. I said, oh, I'm right here. All right, I'll wait right here. Just give it to me. Just give it to me then. He was like, all right. All right, so he dipped. I walked away like, man, how bro got a black eye? I was like, man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. But I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking about it got to be the big dude. Bro ain't had no problems or nothing like that going on until this big dude moved in. So he come out. They call them out for child because it's always the bottom pods. They come out first. So they come out. They were the first pod. They come out. I see his pod. I'm like, I'm still right there. Let me cut. I see everybody coming out. I push him a little close. So I see him come out. He walked over there to me. I was like, he dapped me up. I was like, this joint right here. He was like, yeah. He said, look, all together, bro. He said, I had told my girl to split it up, man. You know what I mean? He said, man, I told her to split the joint up, bro. So, and we're basically 8 balloons, bro. 4 on yours, 4 on mine. You know what I mean? He said, when you open them up, it's going to be a lot in there. You know what I mean? He says like an 8 for each balloon. So I'm like, all right, that's what's up. So we split in halftime. I won't trip. But I'm like, yo, hold on, bro. He was like, what's up? He turned around, looked at us. It wasn't bad, but like it was dark though. He had a raccoon game. I was like, yo, bro, what happened to your eye, man? He was like, man, dude, Moose, man. We're gonna call him Moose. He was like, yeah, the dude, Moose, man. I was like, who the hell is Moose? He was like, I was like, who is Moose? He was like, you know, he in our pod, man, the big dude that's in my pod. I'm like, the big dude did that to you, man? He was like, yeah. I was like, why? He was like, man, I don't misunderstand you. We just got to fighting. And, you know, he got the best of me, though. I said, I thought that was your man. He was like, nah, but I don't got time to be sitting here talking to this man. I got the pack in my pocket, yo. I got to sit down, man. So, boom. I said, yo, bro, come outside tomorrow. I dipped back upstairs. I mean, I get back to the pod. First thing I did was make sure the balloons was right. Pop them joints. Looking. I'm like, yeah. Looked at myself, I was like, you think that's a halftime, bro? Hit it with the playing card. I was like, you think that's a halftime, bro? He was like, I mean, it could be. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I ain't tripping. So I get the jump, get it bagged up. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to bag up now while I'm in there. I'm still thinking about what's going on. I'm like, man, jump crazy. Man, I'm gonna go holler at James. Because I told James when I get the pack, I was gonna come holler at him. Y'all know James is the dude that plugged me with him. James is still in the hole. So I be looking out for James. So I know James probably know what's going on. I haven't even told him about this big dude. You know what I mean? But now it's time to holler at him about it now. I got a couple of feces to take to him. So I shoot down to 3B. You know what I mean? I'm moving around. I got the pack. So I'm moving around. I gave my celly some stuff to sell. And I'm moving around. I go talk to James. You know what I mean? I get in 3B. I go holler at James. I shoot down his cell. I dropped the joints on the floor and kicked it in his door. He was like, what's la la? I was like, yeah. I said, come here, bro. He was like, what's up? I said, yo, say where your little homeboy got a black eye, bro. He was like, he got a black eye? I'm like, yeah, somebody blacked his eye, bro. He was like, who? I said, man, look, I meant to tell you, bro. It's this big dude with a fro from out y'all way that just moved. He was like, big dude with a fro. Kind of fat dude. I'm like, yeah, fat dude. He was like, oh, you talk about Moose? I'm like, yeah. I was like, well, how you know him? He was like, is he from out where we from? I'm like, what's up with him though? Cause he be with the young boy. I said, man, I'm trying to make sure my pop straight dealing with this dude. You know what I mean? He was like, man, I don't know though. He was like, man, I don't know what it is, man. He was like, man, but for real, like the dude Moose ain't no good though, for real though, man. I don't know why you fucking with Moose. You know what I mean? I was like, man, look, bro, I don't know why, man. He was like, man, I'm telling you, man. He was like, for real, Weezy, man. Like, all I'm gonna say is, dude Moose ain't no good for him to be fucking with. I ain't gonna put nobody business out there. I'm in the hole, Weezy, so I ain't got nothing to do with shit. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna leave it at that though, man. But what I will tell you is he don't want supposed to be fucking with the dude Moose. So I said, look, do you think it's best if I get him over in our pod then? I said, you think I should get him over in our pod, bro? You think that'll work? He was like, man, I'm saying, like, holler at him and see he wanna do it. You know what I mean? He was like, he the one brought this. I'm like, yeah. I was like, look, bro, I'm trying to keep it going at least a month or so, bro. Like, you know what I mean? This dude blacking his eye and all type of shit, man. I said, man, I don't want to send my nigga over there. They got down straight in his ass, you know what I mean? He was like, man, this big ass can't fight either. He just a big nigga. I'm like, man, look, bro. Like, I gotta get down to the bottom of this shit, though. I was like, man, appreciate you, though. So I did. I got that info. So I was just waiting to holler at bro. So I had to go through the whole night. I ain't even holler at him. You know what I mean? Morning wreck came. Next day, I go outside. He out there. We on the ball field. They on yard 2. I see him. I'm like, yo, bro. What's up, bro? Lil Nah, what's up? He like, he looking like he probably was, you know what I mean, high off the la. He was like, what's up? I see the big dude coming right behind him. Big dude was like, hey. Yeah, tell him I finally heard a big dude voice. He was like, yeah, tell him I got spoons. Man, I got feezies too, man. But yeah, I got spoons too. I looked at Lil Nah and I was like, yo, what's up? Come down here, man. We walked a little further. Oh, what's up? You good? He was like, yeah, I'm good, Weezy. I'm just tired, man. I said, bro, you lit off the la? He was like, I ain't even messed with it yet, man. I said, you selling the la? He was like, yeah, I got a little something I'm selling. I said, how he got la? I said, I thought you told me punch in your face. He was like, man, he ain't punching my face. We was fighting. So I'm like, shh. I said, bro, listen, you trying to come to 3D? He was like, man, I don't know, Weezy, man. You know what I mean? Like, I want to, but I don't want to leave him. I said, bro, how you don't want to leave a nigga that gave you a black eye? He was like, I'm saying, though, like, it ain't that simple, Weezy. Like, you know, just, you know what I mean? It ain't that simple, bro. I'm like, what ain't that simple, bro? What ain't that simple, man? So as I'm saying that, my homeboy walk over there. My homeboy walk to the fence. My homeboy like, what's up, Weezy, you good? I'm like, yeah. He was like, what's up? I was like, oh, yeah. I said, yo, look. I said, yo. I said, nah. I said, you got 2 feezies you can get my... I said, bro, you got 2 feezies you can get my bro? I said, give them to him, bro. I'm going to give them back to you, bro. So my homeboy was like, he just looking at Nah. He was like, Nah. I was like, man, I'll make sure he get it. I'll make sure he get it, Weezy. I'm like, all right. I said, yo, bro, I'm going to catch you later, bro. I said, it's just a lot going on right now. I said, but yeah, though. He was like, yeah, your man, all right? So as he said that, the big dude pull up. He like, I'm like, yeah, bro, he all right? He was like, big dude was like, yeah, he all right. Yeah, this is my little bro, too. Yeah, he all right. Yeah, y'all keep asking him that, man. Nah, man. Lil Nah was like, yeah, look, man. Weezy gonna get me moved to 3D. He was like, you ain't moving nowhere. I was like, what? I was like, yo, bro, listen. Bro, he can move if he want to move, but I'm way on the other side of the phone. I'm like, bro, he can move if he want to move. He's like, nah, he ain't moving nowhere. We got an operation going over here. Why y'all want to put all y'all eggs in one basket and everybody over in one pod? He said, we got 4 buildings, you got 3 buildings. I said, bro, it ain't even no population pods in here but us, bro. I said, I'm plucking to everybody y'all be plucking too, bro. I said, man, look, nah, you trying to come over here, man? He was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna try to make dudes like you ain't going no fucking where, you know it. And you know you ain't going nowhere. So I don't know why you telling them that shit. Hey, yo, tell them I'm coming, man. I got spoons, man, yeah. I said, man, look, man. I said, yo, listen, bro, I ain't trying. My man was like, yo, bro, listen, bro, who the fuck is you, bro, to tell a nigga he can't move? So he heard my man say that. He looked at my man like, my man was like, do I look like I'm laughing, nigga? The fuck, Weezy, what's up? And I was like, nah, look, bro. I said, hold on, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna chill for a second. He like, nah, cause who the fuck this nigga think? He like, he bullying a young nigga or something. I'm like, shh. I'm like, yo, this shit wild, man. I was like, nah, look, I'm gonna try to put the play together, bro. Get you move over here, bro, next week, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, he just shook his head, you know what I mean? So the big dude was like, man, he just start moving around. That nigga just start selling the weed, you know what I mean? So me and my man stay on the gate. Nah, I dicked off. Me and my man stay on the gate. Like, yo, man, he was like, yo, I don't like that fat motherfucker either, bro. He was like, I pulled up on that nigga. Can I buy a spoon? This nigga told me he had no spoons. Now he out here telling me he got spoons. That's why I really pulled up. He was like, for real, I'm ready to get at his big dumb ass. I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, for real. I said, this big motherfucker thinks shit sweet. I said, he thinks shit sweet, man. Like, real talk. Like, this shit, I don't know what he thinking. You know what I mean? I was like, but he ain't finna fuck up this play. He ain't finna fuck this play up, man. My man was like, bro, this said a word, bro. He was like, look, bro, throw me a spoon, bro. Me and my niggas will go in that bitch and beat his motherfucking ass in this cell. I'm like, bro, listen, I'm gonna holler at Lil Nah when we got the ball field tomorrow. He said, y'all, we got the ball field with y'all tomorrow. So I said, come outside. I said, I'm gonna holler at him. I said, I got another 2 feezies for you too, bro. I said, look, I'm gonna holler at him personally, you know what I mean? Without screaming through the gate. So he like, all right. So I shot Lil Nah the kite. So I told Lil Nah before we went back, like, yo, make sure you bring your ass outside in the morning, you know what I mean? We got the ball field. So morning rolled around. When the morning came around, I couldn't wait to holler at the nigga, you know what I mean? When I see him, I'm like, yo, bro, the fuck going on, bro? Like, what's up with this big nigga, man? Like, this nigga, he be like, nah, like, this nigga think I own, dude. I was like, what the fuck you mean he think you own? He was like, nah, that's what he say. He said, I own. So as soon as I came back from the VI, He said the nigga was like, all right, give me your shit. I ain't talking about that nigga in 3 building shit either. I'm talking about your half. Give me your half. So I was like, what the fuck you say? He was like, man, I just, like, I just swung on his ass, man. He said, man, that nigga just dogged my ass, man. You know what I mean? He was like, I can't beat that fat motherfucker, man. He was like, but for real though, man, like, that motherfucker got down over there strong arming my dumb ass Weezy. I'm like, then I said, he took everything you got. He said, man, nah, he give me stuff when I need it, but yeah, he took all my 4 balloons. I said, bro, he took your whole 4 balloons, bro. He was like, yeah, he took my 4 balloons, Weezy, man. I'm like, God damn, bro. I was like, yo, man, that shit crazy, man. That shit crazy as a bitch, man. So as he say that, my homeboy pull up. He like, what's up, Weezy? I'm like, hey, look, bro. I said, man, listen, man, he over there got down, this nigga picking on my little nigga, man. I said, man, look, bro, I'm gonna throw you the spoon, bro. I said, look, man, goddamn, man, y'all get that nigga ass off that pod, bro. Real shit, man. Beat that nigga ass, make that nigga check in, man. I said, James told me that nigga a fucking cream puff any goddamn way. He just big. He was like, oh, I ain't worrying about none of that anyway. He was like, just send that spoon, Weezy. I got it. I was like, bro, listen, you know that's a lot. You know what I mean? So as we talking the transaction, the nigga goddamn Nah just sitting there looking crazy. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, nigga, I'm out. He was like, bro, just get me the 3D, bro. Just get me the 3D, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna get you the 3D, man. Don't worry about that, man. You know what I mean? So we did it. It was over with for the rap, man. So they letting everybody off the yard. And when I looked up, so we coming off the yard, y'all know we on the yard with 4 buildings. So we going there, they going in here. So as we was about to go in, my homeboy was like, shit, we about to clean this nigga ass up. So once we go back in the pod, I'm like, all right. So as everybody went off the yard. I'm one of the last niggas that's always coming off the yard. So I looked. When I looked, I just seen police come. Police was running from my building. They was coming from 2 buildings. I just seen it coming from everywhere. They were running like this. They were running the building fast. I'm like this. Yeah, fuck that nigga up. Fuck that nigga, y'all.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.